Welcome to 30 Talk with Chad and Friends. Log in each week for topics covering social, economic, and entertainment. It's time to talk 30.
So, all right. Good evening, everybody. And welcome back. Sorry about the last couple of weeks. We definitely couldn't do a show last week because of the election. And the following week had a little stomach issue, but feeling 100% now. And we are much better now. Uh-oh. Is it doing it? Is it doing it again? All right. So let me start by saying today's show, you're not hearing me? You're not hearing me. Okay. So let's sort that out. See, I might have to go back to my trusty handheld mic, which nobody likes. All right. So we're not hearing me. Are you hearing me? If you guys are hearing me, if you guys are out there and you're hearing me, type something and let me know. If you're not hearing me. All right. So let me just go straight to my first guest. Let me go straight to our guest today. She's not hearing me. Okay. So that's why I have trusty backup number 2. Let's try backup number 2 and see if that. You guys can hear me. Oh, so I did not go to backup number 2 yet, but everybody's hearing me. So I'm going to just continue, right? Hi, Nita. Hi, Panther. So what we're going to do today, for those of you that are just logging in, we're going to do a recap. We're going to do a recap of the previous show because we didn't want to just jump into doing the financial part, being that it was 2 weeks ago. So what we're going to do a little bit of a recap and add a little bit more information for those of you that are just logging in for the first time. So welcome, Nikki. Welcome, Nita. Welcome, Panther. I know some of you guys are future home buyers. So we're going to try to give you guys as much information as we can today, right? So we're going to bring back my guest from last week, from 2 weeks ago, which was Vanessa. Vanessa, welcome. Vanessa, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Vanessa?
Barely.
You can barely hear. Okay, Vanessa, is this better? No.
You sound like a robot.
I sound like a robot. Okay. So everyone else is saying that they can hear me. So let me see if I can go to the backup mic. Let's try this. Check. Can you hear me with this or no? No. Okay. Everyone else is saying yes, I'm in the process. Okay. Someone is saying they're in the process of buying is giving them a headache. You can't hear me at all.
No.
Okay. So you might need to, you know what? I'm not sure if it's you. Everyone else is saying that they can hear me. So I think maybe just log out and log back in and let's see.
Okay.
Right. Log out and log back in. So we're going to do an extra couple of minutes today, folks. Right. So everybody, I just want to make sure everyone can hear me clearly before we continue. Right. Everyone said, stop holding the mic. I like holding the microphone while we're talking. I guess it's the DJ part of me. So I don't know. So we're gonna try it again. I don't know if it looks like she's not hearing me. Are you hearing me at all?
You now, yeah.
Okay. So let me just go into your mic here. Let me edit your mic settings. All right. I'll do this. All right. So you should be able to hear me. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
So
Good evening.
all right. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you clearly.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so folks, we have Vanessa Cannon. For those of you that were here for the first one, we're gonna basically recap everything because we want you guys to be real informed buyers, right? When you go out there, we want you guys to have all the information that you possibly can when it comes to buying a home. That you're not, because there's a lot of terminology, there's a lot of things people talk about that you actually, if you've never bought sold a home before, you would have no clue what we're talking about. So we're gonna recap. We're gonna make you guys educated buyers, right, and educated consumers, right? So Vanessa, we're gonna just recap everything for people who are just coming back. So just introduce yourself once again, and then just let's and I'm gonna just throw some of these things out there at you so we can kind of get things flowing, right? All right. So introduce yourself again to everyone.
All right. Hello. I am Vernisa Cannon. I am a real estate professional. I've been in the business since 2008. I do have a dual license. I have a license in Georgia and also a license here in New York.
All right. So, and you're a licensed agent, realtor, broker. Like, remember we broke those things down for people.
I,
So,
I am a licensed broker. However, I have a broker carrying my license, which makes me an associate broker.
all right. And so for those of you that are out there interested in buying a home, it will be, as she talked about before last week, one of the things she definitely recommends is sitting down and then the importance of having a good consultation with someone, right? So
Correct.
and so just explain to them once again what that consultation process is like, and like kind of questions that you might ask, or someone might ask you, or you might ask them during a consultation.
Okay, that's a great question. It's very important to have a consultation with your real estate professional, an agent, broker, whoever you're meeting with that is going out to show you homes. You want to have a consultation with them. And the importance of a consultation is you want to be able to first get a feel of the realtor's character. You want to know how long they've been in the business. Um, and you also want to be able to express what it is that you need or you're looking for in a home. If you have someone that you call from Zillow and they go, "Oh, yeah, I can show you the house," I would be a little concerned. You want to be concerned because that person is not really taking you out or meeting you to show you homes that would necessarily meet probably your family needs. It's just, okay, I'm going to show you, you don't know them, you haven't really formed a relationship with them. So I think it's key and it's important. Some people are very reluctant to have a consultation because they go, "Oh, I can see the house," but trust me, it's a lot to this business that you want to be informed about, and if you're not informed, then you will have a hard time making a clear decision and knowing what's the best decision when coming to when buying a home.
And how important is it to have a good relationship with your realtor, right? Like, is it how important? Like, if you put it on a scale of like 1 to 10, how important is that?
It's very important because you're going to be with this person quite often. You're going to be communicating. You should be communicating with this person on a daily or every other day basis, based on how active you are looking for a home. But this is a person who's going to take you out to your home, is probably going to meet your family. A lot of my past and current clients, once we, find a home, they buy it, they move in, I still come over for dinner. They still call me. I still call and check in. So the relationship just doesn't end at the closing with me. It continues after.
Right. So I see someone wrote that they're having a headache. He said they're in the process, and this blank is giving him a headache as we speak. So hopefully he's gonna ask one of those questions that's giving him, or get something off his mind that's giving him a headache. He said someone says the documentation verification process is annoying as heck. Okay, so we're gonna get into some of that. We're gonna get into some of that in a little bit, right? So we talked about the importance of having a consultation, questions that things that you should be asking your agent. And so one of the things we kind of wanted to touch on today as well is talk about, we have a chart, nice chart to show about what median market prices is and stuff like that. And we actually today, folks, we're going to show you guys, we're going to give you guys a actual viewing of a home, right? In out in Long Island, I think it's Long Island, we said it was, right?
We'll go through my website to kind of show you how to navigate it. We also have some market information in addition to a video that we'll probably show right now.
Right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get right into the video. We're gonna get right into the video. So I want everyone, just guys, if you know someone that's interested in buying a home, I'm gonna give you guys about 30 seconds to maybe share the link right now to them. Just let them log in. We're gonna give you guys
And
as
let
much
them know they
information.
can always call me. I do recommend sometimes if you're working with an agent, give them the opportunity to answer those questions that you are wanting to know. If they're not answering the questions, then maybe you should look into obtaining another realtor.
All right. So what we're gonna do, folks, and I'm gonna be giving you guys her phone number all throughout and her website in just a few, but I want you guys to watch this video, and then we're gonna just come right back, and then we're gonna talk about this video right after this, right? Just watch this short video. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Vanessa Cannon, and we're talking about home buying, right? So, I mean, one of the things I remember clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can't hear me. No?
Now I can.
What's going on today? Okay, I don't know what's happening today. I can hear you,
Okay, that's good.
but I can hear you. Okay, so we're back with Vanessa Cannon today, and one of the things I remember clearly you saying last time, you were talking about how important credit is and a good credit score to have, right?
Yes.
And so just can you give them a general idea of what the credit what kind of credit score you should have if you're looking to buy a home, and if you don't have it, how to start going about trying to repair it.
Well, definitely. Credit is key. Like I said before, credit is king. Credit is everything. And you will need at least the minimum of a 640 to purchase a home. Some mortgage companies can do a 580, but then it becomes whether or not you'll get a good interest rate. And you want a good interest rate, especially with the interest rates being low like they are currently in this market. So yes, 640. If you don't have a 640, I would say you need to get with a credit repair person immediately, so you can start working on that.
All right. So and you also have credit repair people as well, correct? You have people that
Stated before, I have a team of people that I work with that are great, that credit repair, mortgage, inspection, appraisal, attorney. It is a one-stop shop with me. So, I vet all my people. I make sure that they are qualified. They are very well versed in whatever field that they are in. And so far, all my customers like them.
So before we jump into one of the next part, because I think we were walking through the process the last time we spoke. So we talked about having credit. We talked about having the actual money for the down payment, whether it's money you have under your mattress or whether it's money that you took from your 401k or your pension or whatever, having that deposit, right? So you have your deposit, you have your credit, and now you're ready. You already had the consultation, and now you're getting homes. You're getting a lot of different. Your realtor is sending you these homes, and you like what you see so far. So before we jump into the next part, I think that's kind of where we left off last time. One of the questions someone asked is, do you have homes in other states? So that's one of the questions that I see popping up now from Mike. Right?
So we do have a referral process where we can refer you to others. If you're looking for Jersey, yes. If you're looking in Georgia, yes. So if you're looking in Florida, yes. So I do have connections with other realtors in those areas.
So someone said, what? So one of the questions. Wow, look at this. One of the question is, what is the average down payment? So I think
we talked about it last week, and I would say I always tell my customers to have 50, anywhere from 50 to 80 saved, and that's because it depends on the price of the home. If you're putting 3.5% down, then you have the banking fees, which is normally 4%. That could be anywhere from 30 and up. So it just really depends on the purchase price of the home. But it is a good idea to have that amount, 50 to 80.
Right. Right. And people, once again, when she's saying 50 to 80, don't think that you have to have $50,000 under a mattress, right? You have other options as well, right? So there's a lot of you out there that are part of 401ks. You have, pension plans, you have union, you have annuity, you have different sources, right? There's some of you, like my friend Mike, invest in the stock market, and you have a lot of that, you have a lot of that income there, right? So you have other streams of income other than, digging under your mattress. And I think one of the things I remember clearly about the last time we spoke, you said a trail. Make sure you can show where that money came from, right? And that's one of the things that kind of stuck in my head the last time, right?
You have to have a paper trail. So like I stated before, and like Fabian stated, yes, a lot of New Yorkers have money under the mattress. And that is something that will not be taken into account when purchasing a home. So what you have to do is you have to get with a lender who can tell you how to deposit those funds into your account. There has to be a paper trail. In addition to other funds, your 401k, 403b, any retirement fund, you do have the ability to take funds out and put it towards a home, and you won't be penalized because it is going towards an investment.
So, and one of the questions, and I wanted to save this question for when we have Bodwin on, because one of the questions they asked, does your loan also determine your down payment? I think it would probably be the flip, because the down payment that you have would probably determine the amount that you need to take for the loan.
It's honestly, it's really separate. You have to have it's hands down, you have to pay your down payment and closing costs in New York. And you are going to have to pay other things in addition to your appraisal. You're going to have to do your inspection. You may have to have a survey. So there's a lot of things that take place in this process. So you have to have those funds saved.
All right. So folks, most of the financial questions, like I said, I know we want to get a lot into the financial questions because, we tend to think money first. So I would like, if you guys go home. Right, we should, right? So if we can hold the majority of the financial questions and the first time home buyers programs and stuff like that, if we can save some of those questions for Bodwin, because if we try to answer all of those now, he is the expert in that area, right? So if we try to answer most of those now, we're not going to have anything.
Get through the rest of the material, but I am always happy to answer those questions, but I like to leave those questions to the professional that I use, so he can, thoroughly go through the details in which you need. But yes, if you have a general question, you can always give me a call. You will have my information, or you can email me and I can get that information for you. Okay.
He also asked about North Carolina, if you have any contacts in North Carolina, because I think that's what he's looking at as well.
I do have a gentleman in North Carolina, so I would have to reach out. His name is David. So I would have to reach out to him and see, if he's working in the same area that you're looking for.
And that's my fraternity brother, Mike. I got to say hi to Mike. How you doing? So folks, like I said, and we also plan to in the future also have an attorney on here. So this is going to be, we're going to give you guys so much information. We're going to make you guys, like I said, educated buyers, right? So even if it's investment buying, even if it's because I know you also do you also sell homes for investment purposes as well, correct? Like for people who are looking to invest in those kind of things.
Yes,
right?
hear that. I didn't hear a word you said, but yes.
All right. So we're having a little technical difficulties today, but we're working. We're gonna work. We're gonna work through it. Can you hear me now? Are you hearing me now?
I can hear you right now.
Okay, that's good. All right. So let's actually get let's get to the we don't want to really touch money. Somebody says what about Jersey? Do you work in Jersey? Someone asked that.
Someone in Jersey also, yes.
All right. So Kevin, her number is scrolling on the bottom there as well. So if you want to give her a call, and most of the financial questions, once again, Kevin, we're going to discuss next week because we're having the financial part. This is basically a recap of the first one since we did it, over 3 weeks ago, something like that, right? Yeah. So this is a recap of that. So what we're going to do, right? We said we're not really going to talk money too much, but we have to talk about it a little bit, right? Because money is involved in home buying, right? So it's very important.
If you don't have the credit and if you don't have the cash, you're not buying a house.
Right. So for the folks out there that's buying all those bottles, buy a few less bottles, save that money up, maybe invest it in the market, do something. But you have to have some kind of So let's give them a general idea of what homes cost, right? So I think we have let me just clear this up a little bit, right? So this is go ahead. Can you explain what we're looking at here?
So what you're looking at here, this is the current data that my board association has put out in regards to the sales of homes in Nassau, Queens, and Suffolk. And these numbers have, risen so quickly since COVID. As you see at the top, which is key, and I think is very important, the median price of a home is $530,000. So I think that's important because some people, and I'm happy and very excited for anyone being able to get approved. But when you're getting approved for 300, 350, that means you need to save a little bit more, or an alternative way is to add someone to your loan. If you get a co-signer, they would still have to qualify the same way you would qualify and not own a home currently. But you would definitely either have to wait or find a co-signer. But this is some good information that you should just kind of keep in mind here, especially if you're wanting to move to Nassau. The property,
right, and that's kind of what I was looking at, right? So one of the things I saw on here, like Suffolk County, right? So I've always had this thing where I've seen these Suffolk County homes are like really expensive, I'm looking at it right now, and it's kind of baffling to see that the median out there is $464,000.
Right. Suffolk County has gone up quite a bit. Suffolk County, about a year or two ago, you could get homes still in the low threes, maybe even twos too, the high twos. But with this surge and people moving out of New York City, the prices have gone up quite a bit. This is normally Suffolk. The price range that you see here is normally the Nassau price for homes. So, but now you see that Nassau has more of a Queens price, and Queens now has more of a Brooklyn price. Brooklyn is not even on here. It doesn't even.
Yeah, yeah. I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid to even show Brooklyn. I guess we're afraid to show Brooklyn, but I guess for those of you that definitely want something in Brooklyn, but if you're willing to travel a little further, that's Suffolk County might not be. Because I know people that were actually thinking about going to Jersey, like traveling all the way out to Jersey to buy a home, right? When you can be in a home in Suffolk, right?
So I tell people explore your options when it comes to housing, especially Suffolk. If you're willing to drive from Jersey, I would take a look at Suffolk also, because at least you're still in New York, and it's gonna take about the same amount of time minus the tolls, honestly.
And you're not paying tolls, right?
Right.
So which is great. So we told you guys that we're gonna. So as you guys know, like I told you guys, she is probably one of the best real estate agents out there. She will get you in your home if you're trying to seriously buy a home. 2021 is coming up. You've been saving money and you're looking to buy a home. She will get you in that home. I could almost promise you that, right? So what I want you guys to do. All right. So someone wrote something very long right here, and I definitely want to read it. He said, recently was in contract for a home in New Jersey. My offer's been accepted. I spent money on inspection, appraisal. 5 days before closing, the lender explained to me that the home isn't FHA approved and they couldn't get a spot approval. Ended up losing $700 appraisal and inspection fee. Me and my realtor is always on the same page, but now is like, who do I fire? The lender or the realtor? So that's
a very good question. From what I heard, and I'm just gonna kind of go back through it. So it sounds like he had a home.
I'm putting the whole thing up there if you want to read
okay, yeah. Let me take a look at the question because I couldn't hear you again. Okay, wow.
So for those of you that doesn't understand the process, we're going to walk you guys through that process again. So go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
This is a question that's very interesting because as a realtor, I'm going to know, first of all, if the house is FHA approved, one. And two, your lender definitely should know if this house is FHA approved. So, yeah.
Both?
That's what I'm going to say.
It sounds like both. So it sounds like you should be firing both there. All right. So she's not going to say it because, they have professional lines. She don't want to tell you that. But I'll tell you. Sounds like you need to be firing both people. So when we were walking them through the process, I think we got to the inspection, right? So your home has to be inspected. And I think we actually got to the appraisal part, right? Because the bank has to appraise.
We did talk about the appraisal, yes.
And so now the only thing left is at that point is the closing, right? Right. So
well, it's a little bit of process. So once you get the appraisal, the bank is sending out their appraiser to make sure that the home that you have signed a contract for and agreed, you and the seller have agreed on a price, it's worth that much or more. The bank is not in the business of investing in a home that's upside down. They want to make sure that if something does happen, the house does have the value. They can resell it themselves if for some reason you're unable to continue to pay. But just remember that they're also, this is a money-making business, so the bank is in it to make some money. So after that appraisal is completed, and the report is given back to the bank, the thing that I want to know at this point from my lender, did we come in? Did the value come in? Because that's very important that the value come in. And in most cases, it does, because I do research prior to make sure that a home will come into value. But you never know. So you always want to just kind of make sure. So once that happens, you are waiting at this point now to get a commitment letter. That then says you are now approved for the loan. Once you get that commitment letter, there's like a couple of, it could be a couple of days to a week or two, depending on your lender, for you then to get the clear to close. And that's when they're pulling title, doing title search and some other things to just make sure that when you do go to the closing table and you sign on those documents and you get your deed, you're getting a clear title.
And so before we get to that table and we're closing, right? One of the things that you guys are going to be doing a lot is probably looking up homes yourselves. You're going to be on all the websites, the Trulias, the Realtor, Realtor.com, Trulia, what's the other one? Zillow, and a few others. But your realtor, right? Your real estate agent, she's going to be sending you a lot of homes, right? You're going to have choices, and she's going to be sending you ones that she knows that you're going to be interested in looking at, not just randomly sending you everything that comes up, right? So that's part of that consultation process, that she knows what she's going to know what you like. She's only going to be sending you homes that you might be interested in, and maybe one that you might not be, but you might want to take a look at as well, just because your taste might change a little bit, right? So what we're going to do right now, Vanessa, we're going to take them to your website, right? And we're going to look at one of these homes, right? So we're going to look at a home out in, so this is, let me get to the website here. Technology, folks, technology. So bear with me one sec. All right. So this is your website. Are you seeing it? Are we there?
Yes, that is it.
All right. So we're going to go to listings. Once again, her website is vsellhomes.com. That's VC. I got it right this time. VC Sell Homes, right? Once again, here it is up here, vcsellhomes.com. So we're going to go to listings, right? And we're going to go out to my friend's area, to Baldwin, right? Baldwin, Long Island. And this is say that again?
I said good choice.
All right. So Baldwin, Long Island, right? And for some reason, this home just jumps out at me, right? I like, this has like nice curb appeal for this home, right? I love the door, love the front yard, right? So for those of you that are living in Brooklyn, right, can't you see yourself here on this lawn, putting out the pumpkin for, and putting out the Thanksgiving decorations and the Christmas decorations? So let's kind of go through, this is kind of what you're going to be doing almost like on a daily basis, looking through the homes, flipping through, looking at, okay, I like the color, I maybe can change this or I can change that. And then this home is absolutely beautiful, right?
It is. Yes.
Very, very well done.
Baldwin is one of those areas, if you are looking for a little bit of peace, especially in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is very loud, a lot of traffic, really real city. So this is more suburban living. You'll have to, cut some grass.
Little open concept here as well. A little bit.
Exactly. I love Baldwin. Baldwin is just one of those areas, a lot of people flock to because of the homes. They're having that traditional dining area set up in addition to great
and for all my West Indians out there, there's a big West Indian population in Baldwin if you guys want to be around other West Indians as well. So I love this den. I love this den. This is nice. Nice office space as well. For
in the basement, yes.
Working from home, people. Look at this. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And for when you want to have your little backyard, throw up the speakers a little bit, you have to shut off
together. Yeah.
Have to shut it off at 12 though, it's Baldwin. But you have a nice little get together out there. Look at this. Yard space, absolutely
nice
beautiful.
For entertaining, yes.
Really nice. Really, really nice. I love that red door. Great touch. So I mean, and that's kind of what
the floor plan. Some people want to know the size of the rooms. So that kind of gives you an idea of how big the rooms are and how the house is set up.
And that's basically a typical, and that's what a typical kind of one of the homes on your site looks like, right? So once again, folks, the site give out the, because I'm not gonna butcher it this time. I have it, vcsellhomes.com, right? So I'm gonna let that information scroll across here again. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can always call her. You guys can always call me. I'll be more than happy to give you guys the information. This is the website. Once again, it's vcsellhomes.com. And we want to make sure that all you guys are homeowners in 2021. We want to make sure that everyone that's listening to this program right now are homeowners in 2021. If you guys did not know, we were talking before I came on here. And one of the things that I was telling her is that, listen, home values have increased. One of the things that I just saw, home values have increased 15% over the last 12 months. So if you owned a home, you're now the equity that's built up in that home over the last 12 months has been great, right? Even if you're an investor, the equity that's built up in that home it has been great for you over the last 12 months. So stop paying rent, get that money, save that money, do what you got to do. You get out there.
I would just like to say, and since you brought that point up, to my Brooklyn people, love you. But your pre-war apartment, you are not going to find a bedroom that size in a home. Uh, it's just not um, it's just not here in New York. If you want huge bedrooms, the price would be probably over $1 million. So I think that's my biggest shock with some of my Brooklyn buyers is, they see the room and be like, my apartment, is bigger than this room in this house, but understand the difference between the apartment and the value. Apartment, you're just throwing away money. You're making your landlord rich. Um, and, a house, you have, like, Fabian said, you have that equity, and you can always pull money out. It's like a bank. It's an investment. So it's something that you want to, leave a legacy to your children. I just, encourage everyone who has the ability to buy. This is a good time. Once these interest rates that are this low go, we probably will not see this for a very, very long time. So I am encouraging everyone, I mean, even if you feel like it's too high here, uh, and you think Jersey would be a little bit, cheaper, still go to Jersey. But like we stated earlier, you might want to try Suffolk first, because now you have to add in tolls, or you have to ride the transportation. And if you have small kids, what if something happens? Um, that's a big drive, and to get back to where your kids are.
Right. And so, Kevin, I know Kevin is definitely interested. I know he owns a few homes, right? I'm not going to put you on blast, Kevin, but I know he's interested in looking and buying some more homes. And I know Mike is as well in North Carolina. And I know Panther is looking for his first home. So you have quite a spread of people. And Nikki as well, she's looking for her first home. So we have quite a spread of people here that are looking for either investing purposes or just for buying their first home. So, I mean, if you guys have any questions, you guys can always type them in there. But we've been more than 30 minutes already, right?
And I want to quickly say too, if these individuals are not pre-approved, the ones who are first-time buyers, you don't have to be pre-approved to come and see me. Like I said, we're one-stop shop, and I will take you through the entire process and make sure that you're educated and give you the information in some brochures that I have. So you can also read it and know some of the vocabulary and language that's going to be used throughout this process.
So what should be our key takeaways for today, right? So I like to leave people with things at the end when we walk away. Like some of the things that I took away from the last session was that 640, right? The 640 credit score. Right? I took that away the last time.
Credit, down payment and closing cost.
Credit, down payment and closing cost.
Once you have overcome, or you have these 3 things, you're good. You're good. And again, we want to have 50 to 80. If you don't have 50 to 80, check your 401k. If it's not there, or you don't have a 401k, then start saving. Look at ways that you can cut back and save your money.
All right. So if you guys have any more questions, you guys can always reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to send that information out. And next week, we're going to dig in a little bit more in the financial piece, right? So because I know a lot of you guys want to know stuff about these first-time homeowners, first FHA loans, and just the borrowing. The conventional versus FHA, the borrowing process, what is that like? Interest rates, all those. So we're going to dig in a little bit more in the financial piece. And I think we're going to talk about the attorney piece down a little bit later, right? So we're going to try to give you guys as much information as possible. And we're going to do this as often as, and hopefully we get to hear some of your success stories, or those of you that are able to maybe buy your first home, or those of you that are able to buy investment homes, or whatever it is. Thank you, Mike, for the Happy Veterans Day. Thank you so much. I have an FHA in Jersey. Let's see what Tragic says here. Go ahead. I'm reading his comment.
Okay. I just want to say, I know someone said, made a comment about the process, the loan process. Yes, you are getting a home. You're getting a loan from the government. Yes, they want everything. They want all of your information. But if you have a good lender, they will definitely keep your information organized, and they won't keep asking you for the same documents back and forth. Towards the end of the process, you will have to turn in new pay stubs, new bank statements. They just want to make sure that you're still making the same amount of money, and they want to make sure that you haven't had any huge deposits in your account recently. So it's a tedious process, but like I said, if you have an experienced good lender, it should be painless, very painless.
And speaking of experienced lender and mortgage brokers, we're gonna have Bodwin here. I wish he was here today, but I like that the fact that we did the recap because it can flow a little easier next week, right? So we're gonna have Bodwin here. He's gonna be going through the financial stuff, and we have to organize when we're gonna have Stephen, right? For the is it gonna be Stephen for the legal piece?
No.
No, okay. Well,
no.
we'll
I'm gonna choose a good person to come up.
okay. Okay, so like she said, guys, this is a one-stop shop. So the attorney, she's gonna have everything. And you know who I would really like to have? Maybe have someone that could talk about what the inspection process is. What is it they look for? So we're gonna have, maybe we could have both of them on one show kind of thing. Maybe put them together. So we're gonna walk you guys through the entire home buying process to make it less of a headache for you guys. Like I said, it's all about empowerment, right? To give you guys the information. If you guys have any questions, you can always type it during the week, and we'll answer it at the beginning of the show next week, and then we'll get right into it, right? So anything else you want to leave them with before we leave? Anything else you want to touch on before we leave? And if not, I think that's...
I just want to say that I am always here for questions. I am always here to help. If you want to start the process of buying a home, give me a call. If you're already in the process and you're not happy with who you're working with, come talk to me and let's see what we can do for you here.
All right. So Tragic has a lot of financial questions. So I'm gonna every single one of your questions, Kevin, I'm gonna write them down, and we're gonna have them for next week. So I need you to tune in next week at 7 p.m. and we're gonna ask every single one of your questions. You have FHA questions, you have forbearance questions. If you put your mortgage in forbearance, now you have to wait.
Forbearance.
Yeah. So he's asking a lot of different financial type questions. Like, so we're gonna try to gear those questions or send them out early to Bodwin, so he can have those like at the very beginning of the show, so we could get to whatever additional questions we have for next week, right? So I mean, if once again, guys, my key takeaway for today, and it's the key takeaways from last week: 640, 50 to 80.
50 to 80. We got to have that closing, and down payment. So those are the three things: credit, down payment, closing costs. That right there, let's make sure we have that. Once you're secure with that, then it's just a matter of getting the right lender to get you approved.
And people, this, like she said before, this is the time. The rates are lower than they've ever been. So if you guys are working towards it, just keep grinding and get that money together, get your credit together. This is the time to do it. It might be no better time than now. So get it together. Nikki, when you get home, let me know, invite me over so we can have a big barbecue. I'll give you a little discount. Yeah. But go ahead. Go ahead, Vanessa. Go ahead, Vanessa. I'm gonna let Vanessa finish up, and then we're gonna close out.
No, I was just chiming in with you. You're right. It's just, if you're gonna do it, this is the time to do it. Can't say it, because once these rates are gone, these interest rates, they're going to be gone. They're not going to come back next year. I get a lot of questions, people asking, so what do you think, what's going to happen with the market next year. Listen, we were just in a COVID period, and we're still in COVID, but the world shut down. It completely shut down. And look at it now. I mean, people are buying, these homes are flying off the shelves. So next year, all I can say is it'll probably be 80 grand more.
Wow. And so this is my aunt. Hi, aunt. She said, do you have someone in Florida? So I know you did mention Florida earlier.
Yes, we can definitely refer you out to someone in Florida.
All right. So definitely you can have someone in Florida. When you buy the new house, you better invite me over. All right. But yeah, so once again, folks, the video is going to be up. If you guys missed anything, it's going to be it's still going to be up there on the pages. Share the information, share it to as many people as you know. Once again, thank you, Vanessa Cannon from vcsellhomes.com. Make sure you guys give her a call. Her number is 347-674-8606. She'll be happy to meet with you guys and talk to you guys about all your home buying needs. Like she said, it's a one-stop shop. They can talk to you about everything, repairing your credit. They can talk to you about, if you need to get that attorney, appraisal, whatever, not the appraisal, the inspection.
And in person, via phone, or virtual.
Do you do, that was the next question I was going to ask. Are you doing Zoom? Are you doing Zoom meetings as well? Because we're in a pandemic kind of way, right? Some people might be a little.
Exactly. Whatever they feel comfortable with, I will accommodate.
Awesome. So once again, thank you guys for logging in, and we're going to see you guys next Tuesday. Once again, next Tuesday, 7 o'clock. All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.